Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got the update notes for version 2.0, and there's a lot of cool stuff in here. This is the update that is going to bring us Guild Wars. It's going to give us the finalized version of the Ancient Genie King Tower. And we're also going to get 5 new legendary heroes as well. So there's lots of cool stuff to check out about these notes. So we're just going to dive right in and go over everything. Now again, there's a lot to go over here, so I will timestamp this video. So that you can just go through and if you just want to see about Guild Wars or the heroes, you can just hit the timestamp and you can just go directly to that point in the video. So, the I don't read long stuff version, so basically what we're getting in this update is Guild Wars are live, the Ancient Genie King Tower is out of beta, there are 5 new legendary heroes, 3 of those can be obtained just by playing the new Guild War feature. They're exclusive to that feature as well, so you can't just get lucky and get them from a lamp. And then there's going to be a new developer blog section, and then some bugs that have been fixed. So here is the long version. So this is the Guild Wars feature. So Guild Wars is live. The first battle in June will start soon. Everyone will be there except Waluigi. But which guild will prove to be the best? Beat enemy guilds, get guild badges, and exchange for loot in the guild shop. So we're gonna actually just hop into this Guild War introduction page here. And we'll get some information about Guild Wars. So Guild War will be live soon. Fight for the honor of your guild. The sound of the war horns is heard across the continent. The war is imminent. Who will triumph and become the overlord of the region? So, Guild Wars basically run for the span of a week. Each war will take place starting on Sunday and go through until Saturday. So it gives us a little schedule here. So there is a prep stage, a window to sign up. So there's a 22-hour window for the guild leader to sign their guild up for that week's war. You don't have to participate in every war. If you've got a lot of members that might be away on a vacation or something like that, you don't have to participate in it. Just keep in mind, if you don't participate in a war that week, you don't get any rewards. So just keep that in mind. So there's a 22-hour sign-up window, and then after you've signed up, there's kind of like a 2-hour like little buffer window for all the data to go through the server properly. Then the wartime will take place starting on Monday, going until Saturday. And then there will be, again, another 2-hour weekly settlement period where, like, the rewards will get calculated, the ranks will be finalized to make sure that everything was all good and everything is legit and everybody gets the right rewards that they should. So, then there's going to be a guild shop. So, there are lots of items that you can get from the guild shop using guild badges you earn from Guild Wars. So, guild badges is a new currency that we're going to be getting. You get those by participating in and winning battles within the Guild War. But we'll get into all of that a little bit later. So among these are 2 complete and exclusive new items. There's the Guild Loudspeaker and Shards of Tricksters. The Tricksters are 3 of the 5 new legendary heroes that we are going to get. And again, we'll look into those a little bit later once we look at all of the legendary heroes. So what the Guild Loudspeaker is a little something that we prepared for you to have your voices heard across all World Chat channels. You can hereby announce that yours is the best guild ever. So kind of just like a little trophy item here. And then Shards of the Tricksters, like we said, gives you access to the 3 new legendary heroes, wielding the power of Water, Fire, and Plague. Alright, so the sign-up prerequisites. So each guild can send between 10 and 25 members to be next week's defenders. After the pre-registration stage ends, even if the guild has signed up, if more than 50% of the defenders quit the guild's reservation will be cancelled automatically. So if you sign up a whole bunch of people for defenders and then they all leave the guild, you'll be taken out of that week's war. So the guild leader or the guild deputy, the guild leader or the deputy leader need to sign up during the preparation stage. So that's that first 22-hour window. So during the preparation stage, the guild leader or deputy can enter the world map and find the guild war to enter, which is right above stage 9, the Black Pyramids. Or you can just go to it directly from the guilds tab. There's going to be a new guild war button in the actual guild tab. You can just click that and it'll take you right to the guild war. So the following screenshot shows how it will look like during the preparation stage. So the guild leader now needs to rally up members and ask them to tap on the defense button to set up their defenses. So once a leader or a deputy has basically said our guild is participating this week, then you need to have your guild members set up their defenses. So they will do that by going on that defense button that's down there at the bottom. So basically what you're going to do, there's a lot of text here, so I'm just going to kind of summarize it. Basically, every defender picks 6 total champions, and there's going to be 2 rounds of 3v3. So you pick 3 champions, or 3 heroes, to be your first wave that gets fought against, and then you pick another 3, that's the second wave that gets fought against. So then, when enough members have finished setting up their defenses, the guild leader or deputy leader can tap the members or sign up button to choose between 10 to 25 defenders and sign them up. So basically what should happen is you get in, you place your defense. You should only have to place what your defense is once, then you can go back in and like tweak it if you get better heroes or get some better gems on some other heroes that you have. So basically just set up your defenses pretty much as quickly as you can, and then the guild leader will then determine how many of those defenders are actually going to be used. So just because everybody puts their defenses in doesn't mean that everybody is going to get used. So if a guild is only going to queue up 15 defenders and then use 15 attackers for that week, basically the top 15 defenses will be chosen, and then the other defenders will not be chosen for that week. So, for sign up, only the guild leader and deputy leader can see this sign up button. Members use this for as a checklist for guild members. So the guild leader and the deputy leader can use it to sign up for Guild Wars, set auto sign up for next week's Guild War, and set auto starting Guild Wars every 12 hours. So this is super cool that you can set this to go on auto, so that you don't have to be like at your device every 12 hours, because we all have lives outside of the game. So this is really nice that we can set this up on auto. So during the preparation stage, guild leaders can adjust their defenses and sign up. Members not selected as defenders won't be able to enter the guild war as attackers. And a guild that didn't sign up cannot attack or be attacked in the guild war. So basically, if your defenders are not used, you then do not attack. So if you are being used as a defender, you get the option to attack. So it's both or none. So just keep that in mind. So now that you've successfully signed up, you can wait for the guild war to start. So when it's time for when it's wartime, the guild leader will see a start war button. Now they'll need to choose attackers. The number of attackers cannot be more than the guild's defenders. All right, so this refers to the number of times a guild can start a war. One war banner means a guild can start one guild war. Initially, a guild only has one war banner, so you start off with one. Another one banner will be supplemented every 12 hours, and a guild can have up to 6 banners at a time. So starting a guild war costs 1 banner, and then the game will automatically pair your guild with another one. The war between the guilds will last no more than 12 hours. So keep that in mind. Some games that follow this style of guild wars do 24-hour wars, so keep that in mind that it only lasts for 12 hours. So, when the war starts, you'll see an HP bar at the top of the enemy. So that HP bar right there at the top is the enemy guild's HP bar. Each defender also has their own HP bar. So you can see like there's kind of like little castles in there that have red bars under them. That's the defender's health bar. Alright, so let's just go back up here for a second. Which will be decreased depending on the outcome of individual battles, which in turn will decrease the enemy guild's health bar proportionately. So basically what you do, if you're not familiar with this style of guild war, if you are, you're probably not watching this part, but that's okay. Basically what happens is you attack one of the little castles that you see there. You'll see the enemy's defenders. You then pick attackers to try to attack their defense. And if you win one or both of the fights, because there's 2 rounds of 3 against 3, then you will deal damage to that little castle, and then that will in turn deal damage to the big health bar at the top. Once a castle's health bar has hit 0, they can't be attacked anymore. And the more damage that you do is basically reflective, like if you get 2 wins, so if you beat both of their sets of defenders, you're going to do more damage than you would if you only beat one of their defenders, or if you tied against them, if that's at all possible. Alright, so individual battles. So individual battles during a war are done in the form of 2 rounds of 3v3 battles, like we mentioned. Each attacker has 3 war swords during a guild war, meaning they can attack at most 3 enemy defenders. So your 6 attacking heroes cannot contain multiple duplicates of the same hero. So you can't go, you know, like 6 allies if you had 6 allies. They've got to be 6 unique heroes. Heroes killed in battles cannot be used in other battles until the next war. So that's just that 12-hour slot. It's not the entire week. It's just for that one 12-hour war. So you can only attack the same defender once for each war. So if you find like a really weak dude, you can't just hit him 3 times and get 3 easy wins. You've got to hit 3 separate people. A couple of these things are listed twice, so we're just going to skip over those. When you achieve a victory in a round of individual battles, you reduce the enemy defender's current HP by 30%, or at least 10% of their maximum HP. When there's a tie, you can reduce 5% of their max HP. So a tie would mean on the first round of 3v3 you win or lose, and then the second round of 3v3 you get the opposite result. So basically you get 1 win, 1 loss. It results in that whole fight as a tie. Alright, so this is kind of just a little screenshot of what the actual UI will look like. So you can see there, again, it's 2 rounds of 3v3. So over on the right are the defenders, and then on the left are your attacker units. So you queue them up. Again, you have to pick 6 unique heroes, and then you will start the war. Each fight takes 10 energy. There's a little icon underneath the Start War button there that says 10 and then the energy symbol. So you got to make sure that you've got energy in order to get your fights in. And then it will show you the results after the final, after you've done the 2 fights, and then you get some guild heirloom banner token thingies. I forget what they called them. It's basically the guild shop currency for victories. I think you get a smaller amount if you tie, you get some when you win. There's a chart somewhere down below. We'll get to it. Just ignore me for now. All right, so victory criteria. You'll win by reducing the enemy guild's total HP to the victory mark. So if we go back up here for a second, there's a better visual. Every HP bar is going to have a victory mark. So you want to get their total HP bar down below that victory mark. So with only gold HP bar left, so basically if you see any red, you haven't hit the victory mark yet. So once you hit that victory mark, the guild leader can press Settle Now to initiate the reward settlement process for this guild war and have the reward sent to all members via in-game mail. So once you've hit that victory mark, you can settle up if you want. If you've got people that can still get attacks in, then sure, you can get that health bar taken down a little bit further. But if you don't, you can just settle up and kind of finish the war early if you've already hit the victory mark. After the settlement, if it's within the 12-hour period of the current guild war, the Settle Now button will turn into Start War button again. Tap it to cost 1 war banner to pair up with another guild. So basically, if you have another war banner ready to go after you've settled, you can just immediately queue up another war and start. Participating in a guild war can get guild rank points. The game ranks all the guilds by their rank points, so you can check them out in logs and guild ranks. So, when the wartime ends, Guild War will enter the weekly settlement stage. That's, again, that final 2-hour window. The Guild War weekly settlement rewards will be sent via in-game mail after the settlement completes. The weekly rewards look sick. There's a lot of golden lamp shards in here. So, achieving victory in a round of individual battles will bring you guild badges. That's the name of the currency that I couldn't think of. Guild badges, which can be used to exchange rewards from the guild shop. So we get kind of like a little snippet here of some things that are in the guild shop. So we can see that there are some faction lamps there. There's also some examples of rare hero shards, so you could get 50 Krug shards, and then there's a Cobra down there as well. Now there's 2 icons down here. There's like a hammer and a shield. I'm not exactly sure what those are. What those will most likely be is a general buff to your attackers and a general buff to your defenders in Guild War. But we'll be able to explore that a lot more once this update actually goes live. So depending on the rank of your guild and the outcome of battles, guild badges earned from battles will vary. So if you are a victorious in one of your 2 attacks against a legend or conqueror ranking guild, you will get 6 guild badges. Against an elite ranking guild, you'll get 5. Against a braveheart rank, you'll get 4, and a contender rank, you'll get 3. If it's a tied attack for whatever reason, you'll get 1, and then any time you successfully defend, you will also receive 1. So both rounds of an individual battle may yield rewards, and they'll be displayed together after both rounds end. Alright, so victory rewards. When your guild wins the war, you will double the guild badges you acquire during the current war. So basically, at the end of the 12 hours, if your guild is victorious, any guild badges that you won during that 12-hour period will be doubled. And then all guild members, even those who didn't participate, will get a basic reward of 10 guild badges. So even if you're not picked as a defender or an attacker, if you win, you'll still pick up a small amount of guild badges. Then the weekly rewards are determined by the rank of the guild, which will be determined by the rank points your guild acquires during the past week's wars. For guilds with the same rank points, the one that achieved the points earlier will be the higher rank. So that's just how they're going to do their tiebreakers. The weekly rewards are also affected by the number of defenders your guild has chosen for the past week's guild war. So basically, the more defenders you put in, the better your rank can be. So here's just a little picture here of. Can I get that link to go away? There we go. So here's a little picture here. It's a little hard to see, but even in game, it's a little hard to see. But for legend rank there, it says with 8 defenders picked, the top ranking guild would receive 2,280 golden lamp shards. Now, I believe that means that gets split evenly between all the members that participated. The weekly rewards will be there we go. The weekly rewards will be distributed proportionately among all guild members according to how much they contributed during the past week's guild war. So basically, if you were the one that carried the entire guild for that war, you'll receive the majority of those shards. So it's all based off of how much you participate. So the more you put into the guild war for the week, the more percentage of the overall golden lamp shards you'll get at the end. So the ratio of your individual guild badges against all guild members' total badges. This does not include the basic 10 badges for winning a war. Contribution for each member can be viewed in Guild War Logs contributions. So basically, the more guild badges you earn means that at the end of the war, the more total golden lamp shards you'll receive as your split. If a member quits the guild, their contribution will be cleared. Their number of guild badges will also be taken out from the total number of guild badges the guild earned. So if somebody quits the guild, they're no longer under consideration to receive rewards. So that's just to prevent people from kind of like guild hopping and, you know, exploiting this to get a bunch of different, like a bunch of rewards from a bunch of different guilds. Alright, so that is Guild Wars. So now we're going to hop back over here and we're going to look at the 5 new legendary heroes that they introduced for this event. Now, they did something really, really cool with how these heroes were named, and we'll get to that pretty much now. So, there's 5 new legendary heroes that are going to be introduced. We'll go over to the new legendary heroes on version 2.0 in just a second. We're going to go through them here, and we're going to go over what's unique about these heroes. So basically what they did is the devs contacted certain members within the community that have done a lot for the game, that have helped out in various ways, and they let us name these heroes for this update. So this is the hero that I named. This is Prince Kamar. He is an artist of cavalry tactics. He crushes foes with fierce charges. So this hero was named by myself. For my contribution to the creation of the Discord community for the global server. So I was one of the first people to help get the Discord server created, and I've been helping manage and maintain that. So they contacted me and asked if I would be willing to name one of the new heroes, and I said, of course. So this is Prince Kamar. If you want to know how I came up with that name, you can poke me offline or like in a live stream or send me a direct message. Bonus points to you if you know where that name may have come from. Alright, now, the next one here is Joser. I believe that is how you pronounce it, if I remember from my history class correctly. So this hero is named after Joser, an ancient Egyptian pharaoh of the 3rd dynasty by Zilix, and he was supportive very early on in early stages of testing this game. So this is the name that Zilix has chosen for this hero. Then we have the Trickster God. So these are the 3 heroes that are exclusive to the Guild War shop. And they were named by Gotcha Hooked. Now, you might know him as the one who put the Reddit community together. So he was the one who came up with the names here. So we have Aegir, the Trickster God of Water, Elder, the Trickster God of Fire, and Miner, the Trickster God of Plague. So these are the 5 new heroes. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to the new heroes in version 2.0, and we're going to look at their abilities and what they do. Alright, so Prince Kamar here. His first skill charges at 1 enemy and inflicts 1 round of stun. His second skill here charges up a powerful attack against 1 enemy with a 75% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of armor reduction, and his own action bar is then moved up by 50%. His third skill here, now this is a passive. So, damage taken is reduced by 35%. If a teammate gets attacked, he has a 35% chance to counterattack whoever attacked his teammate, which is really, really awesome because his first skill has a stun. So, when you hit him, he's going to take less damage, and then when you hit somebody else on his team, he has a chance to counterattack and then stun. So he seems like he's going to be a very, very good unit for Arena and for Guild Wars defense. So I'm really, really excited to potentially get my hands on this guy, especially since I'm the one that named him, and build him and test him out and see what happens here. So again, it just gives recommended gem sets, and then how to get him. You will be able to obtain him through special summoning events. Now, there's videos here for all 5 of these new heroes. We're not going to watch them here, but all these patch notes that we're going through can be found just inside the game. So feel free to watch these videos at your own leisure. Alright, now on to Joser. So, attacks 1 enemy, inflicting 1 round of bleed on his first skill. Second skill gives the caster 3 rounds of attack boost and immunity, and then gets another round immediately. So he's going to give himself 3 rounds of attack boost, 3 rounds of immunity, and then take an immediate, another turn immediately and be able to attack again. And then his final skill here is whirls his blade like a meat grinder to attack 1 enemy, dealing extra damage proportional to his own max HP and inflicting 1 round of provoked. Now, when this skill is on cooldown, he has a 30% chance to counterattack with this skill, but it will only deal 75% damage. But still, that's really, really good. When this skill is on its cooldown, being able to have a chance to counterattack with this final skill is really, really cool. So if you stack a bunch of HP on him, then when he counterattacks or just uses this skill in general, he's going to hit for a lot more. And then it gives the recommended gem set of Seed and Shell, and then again, we'll be able to obtain him through special summoning events a little bit later on. Alright, so now we're getting into the Guild Wars legendary heroes. So we're going to look at Aegir first. So summons a heavy water ball to attack 1 enemy, has a 25% chance of inflicting 1 round of sleep and allowing him to take another round immediately. So I believe if he triggers, triggering the sleep is what makes him take another round immediately. Otherwise, you'd just be able to spam this attack forever. And then, you know, you would just be unbeatable. Second skill here summons high pressure water pillars from deep sea to attack all enemies with a 50% chance of inflicting 1 round of stun and a 50% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of slow. So this is really, really great control. Seems like it'd be really good in Expedition, as well as Guild Wars offense too. If you can stun and slow the team, well, same with Arena offense. If you can stun and slow their team, they're going to just fill up their turn bar that much slower, and then when they finally do fill it up, they're going to be stunned, so they're going to lose out on that turn. So it seems like a really, really good control unit for Arena and just anything PvP. And then the third skill here summons the Ocean from the Primal Era to attack all enemies 3 times. Each attack decreases the enemy's action bar by 30% and has a 40% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of blind. So again, just a lot of control on this unit. Very, very helpful and strong in a lot of PvP scenarios. And then it gives a recommended gem set of Rapids and Hawkeye. So extra speed and accuracy is what you want on this guy. Alright, so now on to Elder here. Summons the first Spark of Fire to attack 1 enemy with a 50% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of bleed. Second skill here, Doomsday Branches. Summons the Burning Branches from the Doomsday to attack all enemies, dealing extra damage proportional to his max HP, and has a 30% chance of inflicting 1 round of stun. And then the final skill here summons the Rocks. Let's get rid of that link there if we can. That'll probably go away. There we go. Summons the rocks and meteors from the primal era to attack all enemies 3 times. When a target has multiple buffs, when a target has multiple debuffs, each debuff that the target has will increase this skill's damage by 30%. If they only have 1 debuff, the damage taken from this skill will be increased by 50%. So, if you're running a team that has a lot of different debuffs that they can put on the opponent, this final skill is going to hit really, really hard. And then again, recommended gem sets, and then how to get from the guild shop. Alright, now the final one. This one is probably my favorite. So here we go. Vicious Infestation. Summons Plague to attack one enemy, dealing extra damage proportional to his speed, and he has a 50% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of bleed on the skill as well. The second skill here, Mutated Plague. So summons a Mutated Plague to attack one enemy 3 times. Each attack has a 70% chance of inflicting 2 rounds of armor reduction. So this second skill here is pretty much always going to land an armor reduction. You just got to get very, very unlucky to not land an armor reduction on that skill. And then third skill here, when he attacks, he always has faction advantage regardless of their faction. That's super cool. And then when he is killed, he'll he'll revive and get 1 round of invincible, and this is reusable every 10 rounds. Now, I believe this is a passive. Yeah, it's a passive. So, I didn't even realize this. When I was looking at this earlier, I thought this was just his third skill, but it definitely looks like it's a passive. In the image there, it's shown as a passive because it's got like the little thing that spins around it. So that's super, super cool that that's a passive. He's always going to have class advantage. And then again, gives you the recommended gem sets and where to obtain. So those are the 5 new legendary heroes. I'm really, really excited for a lot of them. They look really, really strong, and they all look like they've got their own really, really good uses for the game. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to just look at some other things here. So the Ancient Genie King Tower is now out of beta. So farming the Ancient Genie King now costs energy, the amount just as much when you're farming Amit and Bahamut. Beating the Ancient Genie King will give you these kinds of gems. So now we can get Thunder, Shelter, Vortex, Blood, and Dazzle, which were previously unavailable in the other 2 towers. Alright, now, to make the Ancient Genie King more unique, more challenging, and more strategic, it will not be allowed to use more than 1 duplicate of the same hero in battle. Wow, okay. Alright, that's interesting. That's interesting. I missed that earlier when I was going through this. Alright, there's a new developer's blog section on the community menu. We'll communicate with players through dev blogs, responding to your suggestions, fulfilling your wishes, and sharing future development plans with the game. This is a really, really smart move by the devs. My goodness, I cannot speak tonight. The more transparent that the devs are with the player base, the better it is for the game and the better it is for us. When it comes across that devs are trying to hide things, it makes it kind of feel like they're doing some shady stuff. But this is super awesome that the devs are super willing to listen to us and take our feedback into consideration and also let us know what they're planning on coming out with next. I think it's awesome. So the 5th point here, in some heroes' strategy panels, you may find a new crown button just below their avatars. This is added to show our deep gratitude to the players who named these heroes for their support and contribution to the game and its communities. Click the button and you'll see the details. Thank you all to your players for your support during this whole time. Hope more players can have the chance of naming new heroes in the future. So again, the devs are willing to work with the player base, and I think this is super cool that they gave a few of us the option to be like the first people to name heroes that go into the game. And it's kind of cool that there's going to be that little crown icon there that is going to kind of like immortalize our decisions and our names for all time. Alright, let's go to optimizations here. So for gems, they've moved the new icon so that it's no longer overlapping the star grade, which is kind of nice. On bosses' passive skills icons in battle, they added indicators to show how many stacks of buffs such skills are currently providing. giving adventurers better understanding of the boss's status and therefore adjust their tactics accordingly. So just a little bit of extra visibility on the status of some of the boss's abilities, which is always nice. Extra info can't hurt. If the player clicks on the entrance icons of an unlocked function or chapter, there will be a prompt with information on how to unlock it. So basically, if you try to go to something that you haven't unlocked yet, it will just tell you how to unlock it. Which is a lot better than just saying, you can't access this yet. It's nice that it says, you can't access this yet, but here's how you can. So for adventurers who have not yet added some friends, so if you are lonely, then when you visit somebody else's campfire, you can then have the option to add them as a friend. Now in challenge quests, the mysterious Conjuring, the quest details for Conjure Sailor Duba, Scythe, Dirge, and Manticore are going to get this block of text added to their text specifications. You can complete this quest's objectives even before it's activated. When it's activated, it will complete automatically. Quests will be completed automatically both before and after the activation of quests. So I think this is awesome. Basically, because these quests here, it's like you've got a conjure of like 4 stars and then conjure a 5-star. It's nice that being able to complete it at any point in time will then have the quest auto-complete as soon as you unlock it. That was always the case, but this just wasn't specified in-game. So now this little block of text is going to be there so that, you know, you don't have to freak out about, you know, oh, I summoned these 3 heroes, but then I pulled, you know, Scythe. I don't want to get my Manticore until I can actually conjure a Scythe. So you can still go ahead and get your Manticore, it will complete it, and then once you eventually get around to conjuring Scythe, you'll just be able to then get all of those rewards, just as an example. Alright, so a couple more optimizations here. The question mark panel of guild under the Appointing a Guild Leader section gets this block of text added. When the guild leader quits or the guild leader has not logged in for 7 consecutive days, their position will be transferred to the most active member with the high ranking position. So basically, the most active deputy will get guild leader. In the question mark panel in the promote under the upgrading aura section, this block of text will be added. Upgrading an aura will not raise the level of heroes' other skills. So there was a little bit confusion of, you know, using the same kind of hero to upgrade an aura. It's like, am I also going to get a skill up? It's just further specifying that no, if you use it for an aura, it's only going to upgrade the aura. You will not get a skill up as well. When your hero space is at full capacity and you try to conjure a hero, you'll get a prompt that says you don't have space for it. They did a whole bunch of German optimizations. Now, I do not speak German, so I'm not going to attempt to read any of these, but basically they've just shortened them because some words in German are extremely long, and it makes for fitting all the text in the certain sections a little bit challenging. So they've just kind of abbreviated a lot of these words just to help with spacing and whatnot. They optimized some text for master section in the friend panel. They optimized multiple UI elements, so we'll go over those here. When adventurers who don't have any friends click visit in campsite, there will be a new button to add friends conveniently, add friends to visit and get extra XP and more. So again, we kind of already talked about that, but it's nice that you can now add people that you're visiting their campsite. They optimized the bounty quest panel, so they added a background image for quest targets and optimized the position of quest refresh, the countdown. The drop info panel in the towers is now going to have the drop info for the Tower of the Phoenix Potion, the Demon's Mystical Monument, Treasure of the Tomb, and Irol's Ultimate Trials. So these are different towers that kind of spring up for 24 hours every now and then. And they also added an unlock schedule for these towers as well. So that's really, really nice that these are on a schedule and we can see the kinds of things that we'll get from these towers. So to give you a better chatting experience, we cut lots of system notifications sent to the world channel so that the world channel will no longer be spammed. I think this is fantastic. There was a lot of unnecessary messages being sent to the world channel. You know, it's cool to see when someone pulls a 5-star, but we don't necessarily need to see every single 4-star that gets pulled, or when somebody upgrades their Rosalie to a 3-star for the first time. Just some things that were just kind of cluttering it up. They optimized adventure naming functions to support more kinds of characters and languages. So you can get a little bit more creative with your name, but don't try to use symbols that have letters in them to make inappropriate names for your adventure. Just be smart about it. Optimize the medium and advanced promoter packs where their contents are sent to your mailbox. The date monsters, Bluefish, will be split into multiple mails. That way you can more easily collect them when your hero space is nearly full. So that's a nice little optimization there. And they optimized multiple battle sound effects. Alright, so there's some adjustments here. So they increased honor points rewarded for all arena ranks by 1, with Novice rewarding 3, Brave Bronze rewarding 4, Honor Gold rewarding 5, and Noble rewarding 5. Also, winning in NPC challenges will reward 4 instead of 3 honor points per battle. Counterattacks in battle. I had to read this like 9 million times before I actually understood what it was saying. So, only when taking a hit from a hero who's attacking in their own turn can a hero counterattack. So basically what that means is if I attack and my skill calls a buddy to attack as well, and the thing that we're attacking can counterattack, because it's my turn, my buddy will not be counterattacked. Is pretty much my understanding of this, and I think that's what this is saying. So only the person whose turn it is can be counterattacked, not your buddies that you're called to attack with you. So, hopefully that is what they mean, and hopefully that clarifies it if anybody else had some confusion. Now, there is a bunch of bug fixes. We don't have time to go into all of them because this is a lengthy video as it is already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave a portion of it here. You can pause the video if you like. And then we'll just scroll down here, show another portion of the bugs, and you can pause it if you like. And then we'll scroll down again to the bottom here and show the final portion of the bugs. Again, all of this info can be found inside the game itself in the events section. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it, especially if you stuck through this entire thing. Mad kudos to you. I'm really, really excited for this update. There was no actual date yet. They said that they are going to message us by an in-game mail once they have confirmation of the date. So be on the lookout in your mailbox for whenever that message comes through. And then just be sure to upgrade or update your game through either the App Store or the Google Play Store. And then you will sign back in, and there might be an update gift. The last 2 updates we had, there were gifts because they have to take the servers down for a few hours to get all the new update stuff good and ready to go and then put back up. So just be on the lookout in your mailbox for the actual date for the update. I should have said that earlier in the video, but I didn't. But anyways, that is now going to do it for this video. So thank you all again so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in Guild Wars.